Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Prismata. We are one medal away from completing this ranked play ticket. And what else is new? Let's see. I remembered that I was supposed to have gotten the ambassador badge years and years ago for sharing Prismata with a lot of people. And I never did get it, so I asked Elliot about it and I got it. But okay, we're playing against Life Coach. Ooh. I think if you try to go Savior, you get Emperilla. So that's not much good. I don't think Trinity Drone plus Zatron is good enough to go Breach Proof. So what's the deal? Yeah, especially because Blood Pact would really help the red player against a Breach Proof thing. Like, it's just really good. If your opponent's not defending, the Grim Watches don't do that much. So it's hard to believe that you can actually get Amperilla out, is the thing. So what is this set then? If anyone tries to go for anything too greedy, Amperilla punishes because there's not much defense. So it seems like just red and maybe green for Scorches? Like you might open Conduit and then Animus and then 2 Scorches and then 2 Tarsiers? Maybe? Like, you could also just go turn 2 Animus. Or have I already passed turn 2? No. I don't think turn 2 Animus is right. Is he gonna try it? Turn 2 Animus could be okay. But I think that Scorchillas are probably an improvement. Like, if you both just go red, 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 then like neither of you can really get Emperilla out. So the fact that you're missing... One of the downsides of going for Emperilla first, Scorch first, is that you have fewer Tarsiers, and so you don't really threaten Emperilla. But I think that's fine, because in a pure red mirror, neither player can threaten Emperilla anyway. And having some Scorches should help in that compared to the mirror. That's my thinking. I don't know. But like, I think Blood Pact, Scorchilla, Tarsier is kind of like, those are the units in this set, is my opinion. Emperilla is... That's not true. Emperilla is in the set, but only to punish all the other stuff. Is how I'm choosing to read this. And like maybe you get a Trinity Drone or something if you're going green and red and you have a little green left over, but not many. Yeah, I think Scorches are an improvement over the pure Tarsier plan, so I'm going to try that out. Next turn is Animus and 1 drone, and then 2 Scorches, and then 2 Tarsiers, and then who knows. I mean, could you get Amperilla out with Centrifuge and then like a Doomed Mech as well to defend the Emperilla? I don't think so. You have to cut so much to get the Centrifuge that if you do that, you won't have many Tarsiers. I wish I could squeeze in 1 more drone to go with my Conduit, or to go with my Animus next turn. But we'll just probably drone along with the Scorches, right? I'll have 12 drones. I can build 2 Scorches and 2 more drones. Yeah. I'd like to get blue, but I think it's more important to just keep on... Well, I guess that's true. I could... on turn 5 go like 2 Scorches and a Blast Forge or something. Here, let's put the Scorches up here. right? Like I could do this and then get Tarsier Wall. That's pretty cool. It'll come in exactly when his Tarsiers do, which is nice. And having access to a blue should help a lot. I like seeing my opponent go mono red because I think that the Scorches are pretty good against that. I mean, okay, no guarantee it's mono red. He might choose to mix in some blue now, but he doesn't have access to green, and he doesn't have access to blue yet. What is his main advantage at the moment? Tempo on the Tarsiers? Sure. But green is going to make a huge difference, even if he does get some blue. Being able to force field once we get into these like Tarsier Blood Pact scenarios seems pretty good. Of course, it's going to be a long game playing with Light Coach. Centrifuge, whew, that's exciting. Huh. I guess having gone Scorches and a Blast Forge makes it a little bit harder to punish by transitioning into Amparilla, right? Because he has advantage on Tarsiers. I have fewer Tarsiers than I might. So Amparilla is less of a threat that I can make. But I just don't think there's enough in this set for him to support an Amparilla, even if like he centrifuges it out or something. Like the pressure is coming pretty soon, and there's nothing that amazing you can get off of a centrifuge, so I don't see it saving him here. Well, I say saving him. It's not clear to me that I'm winning, but you kind of have to play from the point of view that you're winning, because like if you're losing, like what's the point? You have to assume that your current plan is okay, because if your current plan is bad, it's like sort of pointless continuing to play on, right? Okay. So just Tarsiers then. That's fine with me, I guess. Let's keep time pressure on him. He hates he hates that. And his turns are so long that I got to plan out my turn perfectly while... I mean, honestly, I had planned out my turn before I made my last turn. But now, I had a whole turn ready. I had his whole turn to confirm that that was the right thing to do, and it was. So what are we doing next? Probably just more Tarsiers, but we could get like a Rhino to apply a little bit of extra pressure on the turn where the Scorches hit. But I think we want more Tarsiers because when these Scorches go out, I'm going to want to buy more Scorches, right? You don't have to keep them synced up or anything. So, just Tarsier Wall. I guess he's planning to take advantage of the turn that my Scorches are not attacking to try to get another Animus in, is my thinking. Like, the 6 Tarsiers here... Engineer. That's interesting. I was thinking the 6th Tarsier here, like, sort of suggests to me he wants to try to Ampo, but... Like, and if he does, that'll be it. I'm out. If he can build an Ampo with 6 Tarsiers, I'm real sad. So I need to make sure that doesn't happen. Yeah, I want to make sure that these 2 Tarsiers are not just bumping into a wall forever, right? That's what I think. Now, do I build a wall here? It's the only way to use my blue. So maybe actually what I should do is like this. This way I get like a slightly cheaper Tarsier. Because like I had the problem that when I was doing this, all I could build was a wall, right? Which I don't exactly want at the moment. I want more attack, so I build a Scorch as a slightly cheaper Tarsier to let me get out a Steel Splitter instead of a wall this turn. A thing I don't like is that he's about to kill all my engineers, but that's why I have green, right? I can force field or something, and this lets me keep more pressure on him. He's gonna have trouble dealing with 9 attack this turn when he only has 3 NGs and 1 blue. Sure, Blood Pacts, fine. Was he not expecting the Steel Splitter? I'm just gonna breach you though, right? No, he held a drone, okay. So he thinks he can get the Emperilla out here, and we need to just apply maximum pressure for that, right? Maybe like this? Well, hang on. Is it time to get like a Blood Pact instead of that Rhino? It probably is, right? No, because we want the Rhino to attack. Oh, the Rhino can't attack. It's defending in this way. Okay, so we get the Blood Pact. And I just can't quite get an attacker out. I guess I can build a Scorch? So here's the thing, right? He has 15 bucks. What are we threatening next turn? 3, 4, 5, 6... 6 damage. If he wants to build an Amperilla with $14, how can he get enough defense? Is that possible? Let's actually do the math on that. So he'll have just a wall left and 14 drones and the Grimbotch. So he can Amperilla, he'll have $1 left. He can hold back a drone and a Grimbotch. That's 1, 3, and a wall health. How much damage are we threatening? 3, 5, 6. So if he tries to build an Amperilla, we breach him for exact here. Right? What part of this was he not expecting? Okay, I guess he was expecting exactly this and doesn't mind getting breached for exact? That can't be right in an Amperilla game, where your opponent has walls and Blood Pacts, right? How, like, he can't defend anymore. I would be shocked if he somehow defended. But I don't know, I've been wrong before. Do I build another Blood Pact? Or do I just build an Engineer? I think I build a Blood Pact. So it's a question of I can produce 1 health for me, or 4 health for me and 2 for him. I'm kind of the Grimbotch's health because he's not going to attack with it, right? He's going to defend. Keeping his Tarsiers alive is his only goal. And I don't want to give him any breathing room at all. Right, he's going to have to defend even more than this next turn because I have all the attack I just had plus another Scorch. And I don't want him to give him a Grimbotch beyond the one that I have to give him to allow him to defend. I'll build a Blood Pact if I have to, like this one. Sure, I had to build it. But I'd rather build an Engineer if I can, even though it's less efficient for me in terms of health. Yeah, okay. I mean, Blood Pacts, those are definitely a thing. I feel like this should be more Blood Pacts, right? Yeah. He just needs maximally efficient attack. Or defense. He doesn't need more attack, I don't think. That just barely defends, so I'll do it. Actually, hang on. I don't need the force field, do I? He has to lose at least 1 attacker, and he's probably attacking for even less. Yeah, this is tricky, actually, because right now he's... Which one of us is suffering most from this? Can I continue like this forever? What am I building this turn? Wall and 2 blood pacts. That's $11, meaning I can even squeeze in an engineer on every other turn if we continue like this. How about him? He built wall, rhino, blood pact, right? He actually can just barely afford to keep doing that every turn as well. But I'm about to start attacking even more with, like, the occasional double Scorch turn. Is my wall double blood pact enough to defend? Because he's threatening 16, 15? No? I'm not sure. I'm just trying to figure out, like, if I should, like, force field instead of building another blood pact. Because it does offer him the Grimbotch, which, as I said, is better for him than for me. So what if I did this? That's not good. He would breach for exact this way, right? Yeah. I guess soon I'll be able to hold my Grimbotch back? I don't know if I want to do that. I mean, I guess I probably do. Is one attack worth... Health is worth more for him than for me, and attack is worth more for me than for him. So there's some argument for leaving, for attacking with the Grimbotch even on 1 health. It's not exactly efficient, but... These blood pacts are wild. We get so many of them. Anyway, like I said, his Rhino last turn I think should have been a blood pact, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay, good. He's having to hold drones to defend this, and not attack with his Grimbotches. But of course, this is my double Scorch turn, so I should expect to gain some advantage here and maybe lose some advantage on the single Scorch turns. Engineer. Are you for real? I will absolutely gambit you if I can, right? Which I think I can. I think he needed to hold a drone there. Letting me get this breach is just so bad, I think. Maybe I must be, like, Life Coach is not a bad player. I feel like I might be wrong if I'm giving him, like, if his play looks this awful to me. It must be, like, kind of okay. Drone seems so greedy, but I can turn it into a force field, and, like, this way I'm getting some value out of my green. The really greedy thing, of course, would be a Scorch, but that's clearly wrong. So this way he makes me not even... I was talking about how, like, the Grimbotch is a decision, like, is 1 attack worth more than 2 health for me? But, like, this 1 attack is doing 3 damage, so it's obviously worthwhile to me. It's just like, I don't know, I guess I could build another Blood Pact and keep the drone, but I don't think that's a good idea. Yeah, let's just do this. Wow, squeezing in a Tarsier, the guy is a genius. If he can do this, maybe I should have gotten that Scorch, the greedy play, right? I don't like giving him this Grimbotch. What if I do this? If he wants to, he can absorb onto the Grimbotch and attack with all of his Grimbotches, right? To breach me? But I don't think he can genuinely do that. Because, okay, what am I threatening next turn? 4, 6, 9, 12. That would leave him with 2 defense And you'd have to come up with about 11 more on 14 drones. I don't think he can do that. So the question is, would I rather build the force field or the husk? I think, or the blood pact. I think I'd rather have the force field, given that he can't take this gambit. I think. And I'll build an engineer. If this Tarsier actually survives to come in, I'm going to be in kind of sad shape. But, I mean, like, he can triple Blood Pact or something, which is pretty good for him, I guess. He doesn't even need to. He can just double, right? And then engineer. Maybe some of my blood packs should be rhinos? I don't think so. He's attacking for enough that they'd just be dying and, well... It's less efficient health for me, but it's also less efficient health for him, because I'm not giving him the Grimbotch. And as we've established, health for him is pretty important. So maybe I should be trying to squeeze in a rhino or two. I admire this Tarsier play, by the way. Like, it's so greedy, but I also see the point of view that, like, if he can't get this Tarsier in, it seems like he's gonna lose. I should keep an eye on blood pack supplies. Like, these are a big deal. I guess, he sort of got to play that Tarsier because my Scorches were on a break. Maybe giving him that break was too big of a problem for me. Like, could I have a range to have Scorches hitting every turn, or is this like kind of on again, off again thing okay? I'm not sure. The Emperilla player certainly can take advantage of any time that you give them. I'm really kind of tempted to squeeze in a Tarsier somehow here, but like, how can I, right? It's hard to believe. I think we just have to like go back and forth trading blood pacts until one of us runs out and see what happens when the smoke clears. I guess I could have considered not building this engineer. I'd have $12 this turn. So if we're both having to double blood pact every turn, the one who's going to run out first is him. There's that, right? That's a good thing. I also might be able to hold back my Grimbotch here. I'm not sure yet. So say we do this. Blood pact. Yikes. Force field. So I... Oh dear. This 16 hurts. It lets him keep the Grimbotch alive if he wants and threaten to actually attack for all of this while still absorbing on wall. But again, this is the turn when my Scorches are hottest, right? And I think it's going to be hard for him to take advantage of that offer. If he can survive this next wave of Scorches, I think he's got me. And so I need to do everything I can to stop that from happening. Maybe that means this, right? Is this crazy? What exactly is this doing? This is spending 2 health to create 1 attack, and then spending a drone to create 2 health. So I'm basically turning a drone into a Gauss charge, which is not generally a good trade. What'll I have available next turn? $8. $8 is wall blood pact, and that's it. Or like double blood pact. Hang on, what if I went like didn't build the wall? Is there some argument for that? No, I don't have enough red anyway. Okay. Wait, what? What happened to the turn that I had? Oh, it was double force field. That's right. I think 1 health for him is worth more than 2 health for me. Because I really need to pressure him on this turn to get through. I don't think he can actually take this breach, because this is the turn he most needs defense. So I think that that's not a thing to worry about. It's just a question of this. This Grimbotch attacking. And I think I need to do it. Make sure he can't, like, save that Grimbotch. Make sure we apply as much pressure as possible to try to get to those Tarsiers. Because if we can get to 1, it's game over, right? He has to produce at least 13 defense, and he only has 14 drones. Okay. That's a breach for exact, but then he gets a break while all of my Scorches are on cooldown. Right? Like, how do I defend this? This lets him breach and kill 2 Tarsiers if he wants. But to do that, 1 Tarsier. But to do that, he has to attack with every Grimbotch. How much attack am I threatening? 5 plus 6 is 11. And what he has is 2 Grimbotches. That's already 4. But if he holds them both back, he doesn't actually get the breach at all. Right? So let's say he attacks with them all. I'm still threatening 5 and 6 is 11. And he has no defense. Okay, well, okay, so he can breach, and I won't actually be threatening that much, right? It'll be, these 2 Tarsiers will be dead. I'll just be threatening 3, and 6 is 9, and he has no defense. How does he defend that? He's out of blood pacts, so wall, hold drones is his only defense. He can do that, right? He can defend for a little while longer, but he'll lose a shitload of drones. And then the Scorches will start lighting up again. I'm not as breach vulnerable as him. I think this is okay. He gets to some Tarsiers if he wants, and can stay alive. Barely. Oh, I miscounted the defense somehow? Oh, he only gets to 1. Yeah, see, I don't think he can attack with the Grimbotches. Certainly not if he rhinos. If he, like, holds 6 drones, he can do it. But you can't build that rhino. You have to hold drones. And I actually kill those drones. And then I think and hope, before he can chew through all the health of my attackers, I should be able to get to his Tarsiers. Like, if he's gonna offer me a gambit where he hopes I don't attack with the Grimbotches, he's gonna be wrong. I'm gonna swing with everything I've got. I'm being breached now, so holding stuff back barely helps at all. Now, he could hold back 1 Grimbotch and not kill my Tarsier. That might be his best play. It turns, you know, instead of killing 1 attack, he saves 2 health. I don't know. But next turn is when the Scorches are here, right? Like, he can breach for a lot, it's true. Well, we can do this. He can breach for 9. That is a lot. I guess he kills Scorch and 2 Tarsiers. And 5 more health is... No, 4 more health is a couple Grimbotches. He might be able... I think he actually has me here. Letting him breach for 11 is pretty bad. How much do I threaten next turn? Let's calculate that before we figure out how he's breaching. Let's say he didn't kill anything. We're attacking for 2, 4, plus 5 more is 9, 12. How much of that can he stop? 5, 7. Alright, this is too hard. 2... I'm only attacking for like 6, which I think he can hold. So what if I do this? He can breach for 9 this way. Yikes. But this gives... I don't know. Hope this is enough. I don't think it is. He's going to be able to kill the Scorch this turn, and then next turn a bunch more Scorches, I think. So my Grimbotches are about to die. Yeah. This looks pretty bad. But I can Force Field again, hold drones again. We'll see. He reaches for 13. No, he's got me. That's all the Scorches and like a Steel Splitter. And it should be a Steel Splitter, not a Grimbotch. And I'm just attacking for like 2, which he can hold easily. Whew, that was a nail biter. I didn't think he could get that Amparilla out. And I think he shouldn't be able to. The question is like, what chance did I miss? How was I supposed to get him? I think the Scorches into Tarsiers was fine. Blast Forge also seems good. I'm a little bit under-droned compared to him. What about this turn? I think Tarsier and Steel Splitter were all fine. We wanted to apply as much pressure as possible. The double force field there... Well, I guess I didn't end up doing that, right? I built the Blood Pact. I'm not sure. I might have gotten Blood Pacts a little too early. Like, this one here, suppose... What else could I have done on this turn? Let's say I don't build a Blood Pact. Yeah. What am I doing instead? Hold 2 drones? That doesn't seem very good. Cut a Scorch to build another force field and a Rhino? That puts on quite a bit more pressure. It handicaps me in the long game by like costing me a drone, of course, and I have fewer scorches. But he made use of the time that the Scorch I built gave him to get one more Tarsier in, as well as the Amparilla. Maybe this way he can't get either of them, I'm not sure. I could also cut the Steel Splitter and get a Tarsier. But I'm not really doing anything else with the money, and I want the attack right now. So, okay, let's say we do that. This is the turn where he picks up the Amparilla, right? Wait, that can't be. He must have done something else this turn. What happened in real life? He did. He got the Amparilla. So I think that Blood Pact actually, like, gave him everything he needed to come at me. Like, if I just do this instead, he has 2 less health. And I tried to count this out, but... Well... Oh, hang on. This is still with the Blood Pact. Get the Rhino as well. And suddenly I'm threatening 7. And there's just absolutely no way this Amparilla can come down, right? He has to just sit here looking like a big dummy with 2 Animuses. Yeah, like this looks absolutely hopeless for him all of a sudden. Just that one tiny difference of... I really need to recognize, and I said out loud, I think, I mean, you know, go check the footage if you want, but that this was the key turn to pressure him as much as possible. That's why I built the Steel Splitter. But I didn't think about the fact that Scorch is giving him a huge break, and Blood Pact is giving him another huge break. This line should, like, when is he ever going to have 13 and a bunch of red? Right, let's say he does this. Something crazy, I don't know. Build 1,000,000 Blood Packs so that he has a ton of spare defense, and then next turn he can get... Well, let's say he does this. Next turn, get the Amparilla. I don't know, maybe that works for him. But it's certainly not something he wants to do. Right? So we do this, and now he says, I will get my Amparilla. He still can't, right? We're attacking for way more than he can cope with. So I think that was the big mistake, honestly. Well, first, his Animus was a big mistake, because he can't actually support it. But on the turn when I said it was really important to pressure him, I just didn't count carefully enough, and I let my foot off the gas a lot. I thought I was applying pressure, but actually I wasn't. I was giving him a break. And I just like said, oh, you know, he's only going to have a wall and a Grimbotch. How can he defend? Kind of because I thought that if he ever let himself get breached for exact and lose the wall absorb, that he would just be dead. But since my Scorches are on a break, he actually can cope with this, and I have to start doing what he wants by giving him more Grimbotches. Once he has the Amparilla, he's sort of in the driver's seat in a way. But if I just do this, like that's it, I think. That's too bad. Okay, well, so we've established that this position is basically unwinnable for him. Like, obviously, yes, he can hold back many drones, or he can even, like, Blood Pact or something, but he can't ever get the Amparilla out if I just do this. So, alright, let's see if, having given him the chance to get the Amparilla out, was there some other big mistake that I made where I could have recovered. So here I breached him, which I think is great. But, I don't know, like, I knew, and I was saying that Blood Pact is really dangerous in this game, because what he really needs is just the tiniest little break to do what he wants. And every Blood Pact I was building was that for him. I'm still not sure about his Rhino. I feel like Blood Pact is better, but maybe not. For the same reason that, like, he really, really needs health, and Blood Pact gives him more health. But it's only temporary, right? He's in it, I think, for the long game. Amparilla won't win the short game. It has to win the long game. And so by building the Rhino, he gives himself less health in the short term, but he doesn't give me an, like, long-term Grimbosh just breaks, or Blood Pact just breaks even, right? You get 4 health and you give your opponent 4 damage. I don't know, though. It takes a long time for that investment to pay off for your opponent. And he can maybe make use of the breathing room to squeeze in another Tarsier or something. So I'm still not sure whether the Rhino is better or worse. How about this turn? This drone? I don't know, man. I thought it was gonna like be another force field, which is true, but I could have tried like a preemptive Blood Pact so that I have more defense available, and next turn I can do something more aggressive. I don't know, that doesn't seem so great. Well, that was a tough one, because there was just that one turn where I like completely blundered, I think. I gotta go look at it again. I can't leave it alone. I have to keep talking about it, and if I do, I might as well look at it. I think I was correct in analyzing that there's no support for Amparilla in the set, besides Blood Pact, which is support. Not enough support. And recognizing that green-red with Scorches and Tarsiers is going to apply enough pressure that you can't ever get out the Amparilla. All of that was true, but I messed it up and I let him get out the Amparilla, right? And that's just kind of a bummer. But it's a good learning moment, right? It's a bit positive because I can say I read the set correctly. And I still am not an expert at defending against Amparilla. I know the idea is like you need to apply maximum pressure so they can't ever get it out, unless the set is one where you can't stop them, in which case you should be going for Amparilla yourself as well. But that tends to be like a big econ game, right? Big red units benefit a lot from having big defense because they're very efficient attackers, but very expensive. So you need time to be able to get them out. In just mono red or low econ red, even with blue, they usually don't work. Anyway, so this is a good, like, very concrete things I can take away. This is the turn where I lost the game, right? All the turns before this, I think, were fine. Maybe they weren't perfect, but the game plan seems all right. And it is a game plan that works against what he wanted to do, but I just messed it up by building something slow instead of something fast. And I still would like to learn more about like how Blood Pact factors into Amparilla games. It seems like something pretty dangerous for the opponent to build, Amparilla opponent, because it gives them health and they really, really, really want health. So it should be like your last resort, not something you do because it's a cheaper wall. Okay, well, that's too bad we didn't complete the ticket this episode, but here's hoping in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.